Imagine picking up the phone, dialing a number, and getting a physician to answer a question you might have about what's going on with you physically that day. Well, I'm sitting here next to CEO of Consult-A-Doctor, Wolf Shlagman, and also Chief Medical Officer of Consult-A-Doctor, Dr. Douglas Smith. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Well, it's an interesting concept, and it looks like it's going very well. You've been in business for about 4 years. You've signed up 500,000 patients, and basically you were telling me that if any one of your patients were to call you on your service, they would have access to a doctor. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. By phone and also online.
Okay. So let me ask you, is it just someone to answer basic questions? I got up, I have a headache, I'm not feeling so well, what's going on, or something deeper?
Definitely the basic questions, but we also have much deeper issues we deal with that catch things early on before they get worse. Doug?
Mm-hmm. Doctor?
We have doctors that are available for informational, but we also have doctors that do diagnostic consults so that the patient can call in. Right now we're primarily focused on acute care problems. Gee, I think I've got a sinusitis, or my child, 7-year-old, is saying that his ear hurts and he's had a cold for a few days, wondering if he's got an ear infection, there's strep going around. And our doctors are equipped to be able to look at the medical record that they've filled out and give a recommendation and perhaps even a prescription for that.
Okay. How accurate can a physician be by just listening to a voice over the phone?
Yeah, there's guidelines. There's actually clinical guidelines, nationally published clinical guidelines that talk about whether you can treat certain conditions by symptoms alone. And so that's primarily what we're focused on. Other things that you can do with that is chronic disease management, labs, things like that as well.
Okay. Wolf, you bill yourself as a telemedicine provider, and as I said, you went into business about 4 years ago, so a lot of the technologies that people are interested in now, you were already utilizing 4 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah, interesting enough, I guess going back even a couple years before that, kind of playing around and testing out things. So yeah, we've been evolving things for 4+ years, and the market just seems to be catching up. Healthcare reform, the economy, everyone's looking for ways to lower healthcare costs and access care. We have shortages of doctors, so I think that telemedicine is a very timely solution.
Okay. Well, do you see this ever taking the place of physical general practices, doctor?
No. Clearly there is a place for this, but this is not to completely replace a physician visit. What we are is really solving some of the access problems. It's similar to the retail clinics, urgent cares. It's a place for patients to go that are unable to get in to see their doctor, which is becoming a bigger issue. As you know, we're adding 30 million people to the insurance roll. We're not adding that many more primary care physicians. In fact, that's going down. So access will only become a bigger issue.
Yeah.
And this is a nationwide service that you've built up.
Correct. We have doctors in every state, 24/7, 365. And just to add, this is actually going to bridge the gap in care. So you're getting the access to care anytime, anywhere, by anyone, the appropriate care at the appropriate time at the appropriate price, which ends up being the lowest cost setting of them all, which is telemedicine.
Well, let's map out a little bit what it takes to be involved with Consult-A-Doctor. I go on your website, I sign up, and then what happens?
Right. Most of our business has traditionally been, I want to say groups, employers, health plans, health systems that are looking to lower their costs and provide greater access. So we do have individuals that can go online for literally $5 a month or $10 a month. The whole family can have access to our services. So once they sign up, they literally have unfettered access to doctors by phone, online, and in a matter of minutes they can be, talking, getting advice, getting triaged accordingly, and getting treatment to whatever they need.
What sort of credibility does this have with, say, emergency rooms? The problem that you're calling about ends up being much more serious than what you initially thought it was and what the doctor initially thought it was. Then what happens?
Well, and I think that's the benefit of having experienced physicians at the other end of the line.
10 years at least experience.
Exactly.
Right?
Our physicians are U.S. trained, board certified, average of 10 years experience, primary care practitioners. You're used to talking to a patient about those things, and you're used to, frankly, making triage determinations. Can I treat this? Can we do home care? Does it need to go into the ER? Can it wait a day or two to see their regular doctor? So this is well within the purview and scope of what most physicians are doing anyway.
Right.
And in fact, most of the ER, a lot of the people we have, a lot of the docs we have are ER physicians, so they embrace it. It's keeping those people out of their ER that are there really unnecessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you from a physician's point of view. A lot of these people work their own practices. Why sign on to doing something extra over the phone?
It's a moonlighting opportunity. It's extra income, plus, particularly in this early adopter group of docs we have, they're interested in it. They're intrigued by the idea of, can you practice good medicine telephonically? So.
Okay. Yeah. And Wolf, you're not a physician, you are an entrepreneur. I mean, you came in, saw an opportunity, and it looks like it's paying off.
Yeah, it's been, it's a number of years in the making, and we definitely see the market, like I said, catching up and expanding the opportunity. We see that every health plan in the future will be offering some type of telemedicine, telehealth component, because if you're the payer, you want to send your patients to the lowest cost setting. If you're the consumer, the patient, you want access now. And if you're the doctor, you want to be able to take care of the patients when they need it. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
All right. A final word from each of you. First you, Dr. Smith.
This is another expansion of the ability to allow better access to physicians and health care for patients.
And you, Wolf?
Yeah, I think let's say the revolution in healthcare reform has already started, and I think this is part of that equation, and so we're pretty excited to be part of it.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Mabel Jong. You're watching continuing coverage of the World Healthcare Congress in Washington, D.C.